Okay, so we're going to talk about tree diagrams. They're a connected graph in which each edge is a bridge, and then the parts where they connect are called vertices, but we're looking at what I want you to notice here is that they're all connected. We don't do gaps. When you're seeing the structures, you want to make sure that your gaps are working together there. All right, or that the gaps are not there, but you can follow it and you don't get lost in the gaps. So construct a graph to represent, with the graph we're looking at is tree diagram graphs, to represent the supervisory relationship at Hal's Repair Shop, or Repair Service, sorry. Henrietta is the president, and she has 3 shift supervisors, Tommy, Patrick, and Susan. And then Tommy supervises some people, and Patrick supervises 2 service specialists, and Susan has 1. So we're going to use this to draw a tree diagram. So we are at Hal's Repair Service. I'm just going to put Hal's off to the side there so we know which one we're doing. And our president is Henrietta. And Henrietta supervises, she has 3 shift supervisors, and they are Tommy, Patrick, and Susan. So I'm going to draw 3 parts off of Henrietta, and this will be Tommy, Patrick, and Susan. The order of which you list them is not important. Notice I'm not writing them beneath there because I still have to draw some more lines off and I don't want gaps. I want it to flow smoothly. All right, so Tommy services 2 service specialists, Michael and William. So Michael and William. That's the end of ours, so I can write Michael and William at the end. Patrick also supervises 2 service specialists, Amy and Noel. And then Susan supervises 1 service specialist, that is Rodney. So she'll only get 1 that comes off of her. So notice there are no gaps where the names are. The line, I can easily follow what's going on. I can say, okay, who is Amy under? Well, he's under Patrick, who's under Henrietta. I can follow the lines very, very clearly. All right. The next one we're going to look at is a family tree. And I'm only writing it out here so that you can see which one I'm looking at. All right, so we're going to use a tree to show the parent-child relationships in the following family. Angela has 2 sons, Eli and Connor. Eli has 4 children, and then Connor has 3 children, and we'll get to their names here in a second. So we're having a family tree, and the parent is Angela. So Angela is going to go at our first dot, and you can draw these sideways as well. They don't have to go down. They can also go sideways, so you can put Angela here and go off. For this class, it seems to work well to just go down that way, but you could go either way. So we have Angela, who is the parent, and she has 2 sons. One is Eli, and one is Connor. Oops, Connor has an O on the sheet, so Connor. And Eli has 4 children, so that means Eli is going to get 4 branches off of him. And his 4 children are Jason, Max, Gabriella, and Tony. Now, with those 4, with Jason, Max, Gabriella, and Tony, notice I am writing the names out. Do not put initials because sometimes they'll have the same initial and you won't know who is who. So no initials. You need to actually write the names. And then Connor has 3 children that are Austin, Caleb, and Sandy. So Austin, Caleb, and Sandy. So if somebody was over at the house like, hey, ran into Gabriella, who is Gabriella's parent? Well, that's going to go with Eli. So you want to make sure that it's very clear and try not to cram them all together if you can avoid it. All right, the next one we're going to look at is a corporate structure. So we have, we're going to use a tree to show the following supervisory relationships at XYZ Enterprises. So Smith is president and has 3 vice presidents, Barnes, Ross, and Jones. Barnes has 3 managers, Ross has 3 managers, and Jones has 2 managers. All right, so we're going to do the same kind of thing here. So this one will be the corporate. At X, Y, and Z. And I'm only labeling off to the side so you know which problem I'm working on. And we have Smith is the president. And Smith has 3 vice presidents. So 1, 2, and 3. And those vice presidents are Barnes and Ross and Jones. Now Barnes has 3 managers, Day, Knight, and Bush. So Day, Knight, and Bush. And Ross has 3 managers, Adams, Holt, and Webster. Adams, Holt, and Webster. And Jones has 2 managers, Wright and Anderson. All right, so we've seen the workplace at house service shop, we've seen a family tree, we've seen the corporate structure. Now let's go look at a lunch special. All right, so Shelley's Sandwich Shop is having a lunch special for $5. You can choose either a ham sandwich on white or a turkey sandwich on wheat, a soda or a lemonade to drink, a cookie, or a bag of chips. So this one has a little bit more to it. We're going to actually have a little bit more in our tree. So we're at Shelley's Sandwich Shop. Or you could say that it's the special. We could say it's Shelley's Sandwich Shop Special. That's almost a mouthful there, because this is the lunch special that's going on. So you could call it the special, the lunch special. You could call it Shelley's Sandwich Shop, whichever way you want to start it out, because it doesn't have a name to start with. And it's for the special for $5. And we can choose either a ham sandwich on white or turkey on wheat. So we only have 2 choices to start out with, 1 and 2. So we have the ham on white, or we have the turkey on wheat. Next it says that we can choose a soda or lemonade to drink. Well, that means each choice gets a soda or lemonade. So each one will get a soda or a lemonade, but we can't write those at the end because we also either get a cookie or a bag of chips. So this one you can't write it at the end yet because we have a soda or lemonade and soda or lemonade. And then it's cookies or chips. And you do have to write them out on each one. And I know it can be tedious, but if you want to get your full points, you want to do that. All right, so that's how you do the tree diagram. Notice that none of mine have gaps where I write the name. A situation with a gap would be if I draw my line and then I wrote something here and then I go off of it like that. If you're writing words and then gapping, this is what I'm referring to gap. I want to see the dots connected because it's easier to follow than if you have a gap. So no gaps in there. You want to have all connected. See how they're all just nice and neatly touching each other? I don't want to see words and a space where it continues on. That is what I call a gap. You want to have the dots are all touching the lines. But that's how you do your tree diagrams.